The case of Commonwealth of Virginia versus Juliana Peres Magalhães.
The au pair at the center of a grisly double murder facing a judge today to learn her fate.
I understand that I am to blame, and I'm truly sorry for the pain it caused. I hope someday I can be forgiven, as I hope to be able to forgive myself.
Juliana Peres Magalhães convicted of manslaughter for her role in her then-lover Brandon Banfield's scheme to kill his wife and another man lured to his home, Joseph Ryan.
Thank you, Honorable Judge Penny S. Ascaretti, for giving me the opportunity to talk about the impact of the murder of my son, Joseph Nathan Ryan.
Magalhães sitting through emotional victims' impact statements from the family of Joseph Ryan, whom she helped kill in 2023.
Joe was taken from me cruelly and callously, murdered by Juliana and Brendan on February 24th, 2023. I lost so very much, more than I can possibly name.
Ryan's mother recalling her son's painful last moments.
I can never unhear Joe's moans and cries after he was shot, the cries of a dying man. I can never unsee the image of his lifeless, bloody hand from the trial images.
At times, Magalhães visibly distraught, her hands shaking.
Joe meant more than nothing. That he was someone worthy of dignity and life.
Joe was an elder brother, a brand new uncle, the eldest cousin and confidant to 4. He is my beloved nephew and a son and grandson to his loving family. Pardon me 1 second.
Magalhães appearing remorseful, apologizing to Joseph Ryan's family, breaking down in tears.
I know I can never take back the devastation of what I have done. I know that my remorse cannot bring you peace. I look back at my younger self at 22 years old, falling head over heels for someone 15 years older. They only seen his good side and clinging to someone that showed me love. I lost myself in a relationship, leaving my morals and values behind. I know I will live with this for the rest of my life. God and I only know the shame and guilt and sorrow I carry for all I have caused.
The judge not buying it.
Your actions were deliberate, self-serving, and demonstrated a profound disregard for human life.
Issuing Magalhães the maximum sentence for manslaughter, 10 years in prison.
So let's get it straight. You do not deserve anything other than incarceration and a life of reflection on what you have done to the victim and this family. May it weigh heavily on your soul.
Oftentimes I say very little, but it was very scathing rebuke by the judge in terms of her sentencing. The prosecution was asking for time served, and the judge said, no, I'm giving her the maximum. She participated heavily in this, but Banfield is the mastermind behind it all.
The sentencing coming nearly 2 weeks after a jury found her former employer, Brendan Banfield, guilty on 2 counts of murder of his wife, Christine Banfield, and Joseph Ryan, inside the couple's home. He also was convicted of child endangerment and a firearm felony.
We, the jury on the issue, join in the case of the Commonwealth of Virginia versus Brendan Robert Banfield defendant, find the defendant guilty of aggravated murder, find the defendant guilty of child endangerment.
It was a twisted double murder case that shocked the nation. A husband saying he walked in on his wife naked, being stabbed by a strange man, shooting him dead in order to save her. The gruesome scene unfolding at the Banfields' Herndon, Virginia home nearly 3 years ago.
Can you come down with me?
A seemingly stunned au pair walking out of the crime scene.
We're getting the ambulance here now. Okay.
Telling police an intruder had come in with a knife and stabbed Banfield's wife as her husband tried to save her.
He started stabbing her. I think Brendan shot him, and he asked me help to shot him too because...
It's okay. You don't have to get it all out right now.
I never saw that before. It's a lot of blood.
Okay.
Body camera footage showing Banfield at the hospital shortly after the killings. This is the moment he learned his wife did not survive.
Hi, sir. My name is Gina. I'm one of the doctors here. Your wife has died.
That's all right.
Were you there at the time?
Yes.
His young daughter also in the house the morning of the killings.
I want to make sure that she's safe.
Yeah, she's safe. Yes, ma'am. She's only 4.
Banfield's hands still covered in blood.
You want to wash your hands? Probably feel better after that.
But the murders, all part of an elaborate scam. Prosecutors say Banfield, a former investigator at the IRS, conspired with his au pair, then 22-year-old Magalhães, who he was having an affair with, to kill his wife.
Brendan created a FetLife account. If you're not familiar with it, it's a social networking app for people interested in fetishes, sexual kink. He posted as Christine.
Banfield allegedly posing as his wife on a sexual fetish website to lure a stranger, Joseph Ryan, to come to the house and fulfill a fake rape fantasy.
Did you ever create any sort of a plan with Juliana?
No, there was no plan. At this point, our relationship is maybe 6 to 8 weeks old. I think that it's an absurd line of questioning.
You told her that you love her, but you didn't actually love her.
I would say that I had feelings for her, but they weren't nearly as strong as feelings for my wife.
After initially not cooperating with authorities, Magalhães struck a plea deal in October 2024, charged with manslaughter for killing Joseph Ryan in exchange for her testimony against her former lover, ultimately pinning both murders on Banfield.
Did he tell you what he wanted to do?
Yes.
What did he say?
He mentioned his plan to get rid of her.
What did you see Brendan do next?
He got on top of her, and that's when I first saw him stab her with a knife.
Today, Magalhães is taken out of a Virginia court to begin her 10-year sentence.
Magalhães is not going to serve more than 10 years. For this type of crime, you typically do 85%. When it's all said and done, it's likely she's going to serve around 74 months or just a little over 6 years in prison.
She will ultimately be deported back to her native Brazil after her release, as the families of those lost finally gain some justice.
Thank you for listening and for weighing the trail of pain and loss Juliana left in the wake of her calculated, cold-blooded murder. My son, Joseph Nathan Ryan, was not and is not disposable.